Hello everyone. Welcome to the second video of Arithmetic Progressions or AP. So in the first video we covered the basics of AP like the terms of an AP, general series of AP, common difference, etc. So let's look a little more into the AP series now. So we know the general series of an AP looks something like A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, right? So let's see what is A here. A is the first term, right? So I can write it here. The first term is A. Okay. And what about this D? D is the common difference, right? We already have discussed this in our first video. Okay. Now, let's suppose I need to find the second term using the first term and the common difference. What would I do? So basically, any term of an AP is the sum of the previous term and the common difference, right? So I need to find the second AP. So second AP is the sum of the first term plus the common difference. Okay, we already have discussed again this in our first video. So let's proceed ahead. Okay, so this A plus D is the second term, A plus 2D is the third term, A plus 3D is the fourth term, and so on, right? So I'll write the second term here, that is equals to A plus D. The third term, that is equals to A plus 2D. The fourth term, that is equals to A plus 3D. Now observe a pattern here that is going on. See, I need to find the second term. What I have done is I have added the first term along with the D, right? 1D, that is 1D. Okay, here I need to find the third term. What I have done is I have added the first term to 2D. Can you see the number here? What is this number? This is just third 3 minus 1. Okay, now I need to find the fourth term. This is A plus 3D, that is 4 minus 1 into D. Okay, if I need to find the fifth term, what it would be? It would be A plus 5 minus 1 into D, that is equals to A plus 4D. Similarly, if I need to find the seventh term, that would be equal to A plus 7 minus 1D, that is equals to A plus 6D. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So if I say I need to find the 10th term of the AP, what it would be? It would be the sum of A plus 10 minus 1D, right? That is equals to what? A plus 9D. Now let's say I need to find the 100th term of the AP. So that would be equal to A plus 100 minus 1 into D, that is equals to A plus 9090. It is very simple actually. Now let's say if my AP goes on like this and I have nth terms in my AP and I need to find this last term, that is the nth term, what it would be? So it would be again the sum of the first term plus, what is the number here? N, right? So instead of this number, I would write N minus 1 into D. Fine. So this is the general formula of finding the nth term of any AP series. So I hope this much is clear to you all. So let us look at few questions now. Now in the first question, the AP series is given as root 3, 3 root 3, 5 root 3 and so on. What we need to do is in the first part, we need to find the 12th term, and in the second part, we need to find the term number which is equal to 27 root 3. Okay, so let's start with the solution. So first we'll do the solution for the A part. We need to find the 12th term. Okay, so the given series is something like root 3, 3 root 3, 5 root 3, right? Fine. And what we have is we have the first term as A, that is equals to root 3. Okay, we can find the common difference from here, right? How can we find the common difference? By subtracting the two consecutive term, that is 3 root 3 minus root 3. Yes. Okay, so the difference is equals to 2 root 3. Okay, so we have the A value and we have the common difference value as well. What we need to do is we need to find the 12th term. Okay, so we have the formula for finding the 12th term. We need know the formula for finding the nth term is equals to what? A plus n minus 1 into D. right? Now here the n is equals to 12. Okay, n is equals to 12, right? So our formula changes to the 12th term is equals to a plus 12 minus 1 into d, that is equals to a plus 11d, right? Now what we need to do is we just need to input the values of the first term and the common difference, right? A here is root 3 and plus 11 into d, that is equals to 2 root 3. Okay, so it would be root 3 plus 22 root 3, that is equals to 23 root 3. Fine. Okay, so it means the 12th term of our AP would be equal to 23 root 3. Right, now we'll move on to second part. Which term is 27 root 3? Now here the term is given to us and we need to find the term number. That is, now we need to find the n here, right? Okay, so we have this formula a plus n minus 1d. We have the term, right? That is an is given to us as 27 root 3. Okay, we know the value of a, that is root 3, and we know the value of d, that is equals to 2 root 3. Okay, so we'll input the values in the above formula. So it would be 27 root 3 is equals to a, that is root 3, plus n minus 1 into 2 root 3. So from here we'll get the value of n. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take root 3 there. Okay, so it would be 27 root 3 minus root 3 is equals to n minus 1 into 2 root 3, or I can say n minus 1 2 root 3 is equals to 26 root 3. Now I'll deduct it, so I'll get 13, right? Therefore n minus 1 is equals to 13. Okay, or I can say n is equals to 13 plus 1 equals to 14. Therefore, the 14th term of my AP will be 27 root 3. So I hope this question is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. Now, in the next question, it is given the sum of the fourth term and the eighth term of an AP series is 24. And the sum of the sixth term and the 10th term is 34. Right? Find the first term and the common difference. First of all, we'll write what we need to find. Okay, so we need to find A and D here. Right? Now it is given sum of the fourth term. So what would be the fourth term? Okay, so fourth term, as I already discussed, would be equal to A plus 3D, right? Hope this is clear to you all now. If not, please watch the previous video for that. Okay, the eighth term would be equal to A plus 7D, right? Okay, now the sum of the fourth term and the eighth term is 24. That is, I can say A plus 3D plus A plus 7D is equals to 24, right? I'll evaluate it. So it would be 2A plus 10D is equals to 24, or I can say A plus 5D is equals to 12, right? So this is my first equation. Okay, now let's move on to the second part. It is given the sum of the sixth term and the 10th term is 34, right? So what is the sixth term? Sixth term we can write as A plus 5D, right? And 10th term we can write as A plus 9D. Okay, so A plus 5D plus A plus 9D is equals to 34, right? Or I can say 2A plus 14D is equals to 34, or I can say A plus 7D is equals to 17. Okay, so this is my second equation. Now I have two variables and I have two equations. So I can solve both the equations by elimination method, right? So this is A plus 5D is equals to 12, and this is A plus 7D is equals to 17. What I'll do is I'll subtract both the equations. Fine. So A and A will get deducted, right? Here I'll get minus 2D is equals to minus 5. Okay. Therefore, I can say D is equals to 5 by 2. What is D? D is our Common difference, right? So we have found the first value, that is the common difference. Now we need to find the first term. So I can find the first term from any of the equation by using equation 1 or equation 2. So I'm using equation number 1. So here a is equals to 12 minus 5d, right? 12 minus 5d. Okay, so 12 minus 5 into 5 by 2, that is equals to 12 minus 25 by 2, right? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll solve this equation. Okay, so after solving, I'll get the value as minus 1 upon 2. Fine. So we have got the value of first term as minus 1 by 2 and the common difference as 5 by 2. Okay, so I hope this question is also clear to you. Now we'll do for a few more questions. Now in this question, it is given that two APs have the same common difference. The difference between their 100 terms is 50 and find the difference between their 1000 terms. Okay, so now here two APs are given to us. Now let's suppose for the first AP, right? For the first AP, we have the first term as A1, right? So this is I'm writing for AP number 1. Okay, and the common difference is equals to D, right? So if this is AP1, I'm writing AP2 here. That is the second series of AP, right? So let's suppose the first term for the second AP is A2. Why? Because the first term of both the APs will differ, right? Because it is given that only the common difference is the same. So the common difference of this AP is equals to D, right? Because it is the same as of AP1. Now the difference between their 100 term is 50, right? So we'll write the 100 term for AP1. Okay, so what would be the 100 term for AP1? It would be equal to A plus 100 minus 1D, right? That is equals to A100 is equals to, sorry, it would be A1. Okay, so A1 plus 99D. Okay, so similarly we'll write the 100 term for AP2 also. So A100 is equals to A2 plus 100 minus 1D. Okay, so A100 for the second AP is equals to A2 plus 99D. Okay, now the difference between their 100 term is 50. That means what? I'll subtract equation number 1 and equation number 2, right? That will give me the difference between their 100 terms. So let's do it. Therefore, I would say A1 plus 99D minus A2 plus 99D, I'm writing in brackets, is equals to 50. Or I can say A1 plus 99D minus A2 and minus 99D. I have opened the brackets, okay, is equals to 50. So 99D will get deducted and I'll get A1 minus A2 as 50, right? So this is my third equation. Now what we need to do is we need to find the difference between their 1000 term. So let us first write what is 1000 term for AP1. So for AP1, the 1000 term would be A1 plus 1000 minus 1 into D, that is equals to A1 plus 999D, right? Similarly for AP2, the 1000 term would be equal to A2 plus 999D. Now what we need to do is again we need to find the difference between the 1000 term of both the AP. So I'll subtract the 1000 term, that is equal to, it will come out to be A1 plus 999D minus A2 and plus 999D. I need to find this difference. Okay, so let's open the bracket. Okay, so it basically it would be minus 999D. Okay, so plus 99D and minus 99D will get deducted and I'll get A1 minus A2. Now we already have the value of A1 minus A2. You can see verify in equation number 3, that is A1 minus A2 is equals to 50. So I can say from 3 A1 minus A2 is equals to 50. Therefore, the difference between their 1000 term will also be equal to 50. Okay. So I hope this is clear to you. Let's move on to next question. Now in this question, it is asked find the number of multiples of 7 that lie between 10 and 250. So here a range of numbers is given to us, and what we need to do is we need to find the number of multiples that lie between that range. So the range is 10 and 250. Okay, fine. So what we will do is we'll find the first multiple of 7 that comes just after 10, and that would be 14, right? So after 14, the next term would be 21, the next term 28, and so on, right? And the series will goes on like this until 250. Okay, now we need to find the last term of the series. And how can we find that? We can simply divide the number by 7, and we can know if the number is a multiple of 7 or not. So if we divide 250 by 7, it is not divisible by 7, so it is not a multiple of 7, right? So we will find that 245 is the number that is divisible by 7, and hence the last number of the series would be 245. Okay, now can you see here the first term is 14 and the next term is 21. Can you just see the difference here? It is of 7. Again, the difference in the next two terms would be 7. So we can say that this series is an AP series, right? And now if this series is an AP series, we have the first term as 14 and we have the common difference as 7. Also, we have the last term of the series as 245, right? Okay. What we need to do is we need to find the number of terms, that is we need to find n. Okay, we have this formula an is equals to a plus n minus 1d. Okay, can I input an as 245 because I have the value of last term as 245, right? So 245 is equals to 14 plus n minus 1 into 7. Okay, why I have put an is equals to 245? Because I need to know the number of terms only till 245. Okay, so I hope it is clear now. So 245 is equals to 14 plus 7n minus 7, right? Okay, or I can say 245 is equals to 7 plus 7n. So I would say 7 is equals to 245 minus 7. 7n is equals to 238. And when I'll solve it, I'll get the value of n as 34. Therefore, I can say 34 terms, or you can say 34 multiples of 7 are present between 10 and 250. Okay, so I hope this question is clear to you all. Now let's see the next question. Now in this question, it is given that we have an AP series as 7, 10, 13 and so on. And we need to check if 67 is the term of this series. That means if 67 is present in this series or not. Okay. And if 93 is a term. So let's start with A part. Okay. Okay. So first we'll write down the AP series. It is 7, 10, 13 and so on. So what would be the first term here? It would be 7, right? And the common difference would be 10 minus 7, that is equals to 3. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to check if 67 is a term or not. So basically what we need to do is we need to find the value of n. Okay, when the value of an is given to us, that is the value of the term is already given to us, is equals to 67. We have this formula an is equals to a plus n minus 1d. Okay, we have the value of an, we have the value of a, we have the value of d. Now we need to find the value of n. Okay, so we'll just find the value. 67 is equals to 7 plus n minus 1 into 3. Okay, so it would be 67 minus 7 is equals to 3n minus 3. Or I can say 3n minus 3 is equals to 60. 3n is equals to 63 or n is equals to 21. I'm so sorry, 21. Okay. So therefore what it means, the 21th term of this AP would be 67. So yes, we can say 67 is a term that is present in the above AP series. Now let's check for 93. Okay. So again, we have A is equals to 7 here because the AP series is the same. We have D as 3. Okay. In this case, the AN changes from 67 to 93. Again, we need to find the value of n. So we'll substitute everything in this formula. Okay. So it would be 93 is equals to 7 plus n minus 1 into 3. That is equals to 93 minus 7 is equals to 3n minus 3. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll subtract it. Okay. So what I'll get is I'll get 86. So 86 is equals to 3n minus 3. Or I can say 3n is equals to 86 plus 3. 3n is equals to 89. So n is equals to 89 by 3. Right. Now just note one thing here. Can I divide 89 by 3? I'll get something around 3 2s are 6. 2, 3 9s are 29 point something. Can a term be in decimal or a fraction? No. So it is mandatory for n to be a whole number, right? It cannot be a fraction or it cannot be a decimal. Now, since the value of n here is not a whole number, therefore we would say 93 is the 93 term is not present in this particular AP series. So I hope all these questions are clear to you, and I have tried to cover all the basics from exercise 5.2. Okay, so in the next video we would be doing the sum of the n series of AP, and we would look further into more questions. If you have any doubts regarding this topic, you can post in the comment section below. Thank you for watching my video. Please do like and subscribe my channel if you really like my videos. Thank you so much.